What is going on, everybody? It is the Monday edition of the PrizePicks Prop Show here at FTNFantasy.com. My name is Zach Graham, aka Kaweisenberg DFS. Ready to jump into some props here on our Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic long weekend. Just one game in the NBA here tonight. Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Plenty of MLB action as well here on our Memorial Day. Obviously, since you see me on your screen here today, we're going to be focused on the NBA. Looking like the Celtics going to complete their sweep of the Pacers here tonight. Tyrese Halliburton questionable on that official injury report. But if you aren't ready for a must-win Game 3 on Saturday night, are you really going to be ready for this Game 4 48 hours later? Boston, 7.5-point road favorites here. I believe it was 7 coming into Game 3. And, of course, all the signs from the national pundits, who are more in the know, pointing towards Halliburton not being ready here. And if he is going to be severely limited, I personally don't think they risk it. So it's important context coming into tonight's Game 4. Unfortunately, no WNBA games here tonight. So we'll pick that back up in the FTN Fantasy Discord tomorrow. WNBA been pretty kind to us here through the beginning point of the season. Good to see Hugo in here. Yeah, Memorial Day and go Mavs. Man, like I told you last time, Hugo, I don't know where I'm at. Some of my best friends are Mavs fans, and one was quick to remind me last night that when we were roommates together back in the 13 and 14 Spurs runs, that he supported my Spurs. So I think just by the power of friendship, Hugo, I think I'm bound to root for the Mavs here in the impending Dallas and Boston finals. Let's go ahead and get to the tool here. Again, I know it's holiday morning for everybody, so don't want to keep you here too long, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. If you're on the YouTube, of course, you can jump into that live comment section. We can discuss anything that you may have your eye on here today. And also, while you're here live or on the replay, hit that thumbs up button. Liking the video helps us grow the channel, grow the show. Team of Destiny. Does feel like it. It does feel like it. Yeah, that's what I was told. All right, so let's jump in here today. Before we get to the picks, and I got a few of them here for Game 4, just to remind you, if you have not signed up yet at PrizePicks, you can use the promo code FTN at signup. That will get you a 100% deposit match bonus up to $100 at PrizePicks. And then if you have not signed up yet at Underdog Fantasy, you can do so by using the promo code FTN. And when you do that at sign up over at Underdog, you'll get a 50% deposit match bonus up to $250 and a special discounted pick for all new customers. So again, promo code FTN. You can build similar, if not the exact same plays that we talk about here on the stream over at Underdog or over at Sleeper. And if you download the Sleeper app, you can use that same promo code FTN, getting you the bonus cash anywhere you go. 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. And then, of course, if you want to sign up here with us at FTN Fantasy, you can do so for, of course, there are monthly packages, but the VIP Plus annual subscription gets you access to everything we have here under the FTN Fantasy umbrella, your season-long fantasy, bets, DFS, access to all 3 of our Discord servers where you will find the Pick'em Games channel, where the great Alex Blickel has already dropped in 3 6-pick plays here this morning. $299.99 for the full year VIP Plus subscription. Access to all of our advanced statistics, projection models. Again, everything we've got here at FTN Fantasy, right around $25 per month. Let's get to the plays. We'll put the promotion in the rearview mirror and talk about tonight's NBA game. Again, Celtics 7.5-point home favorite, or road favorites here rather. We mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. I think once he's officially ruled out, which I expect, I'd also expect a number of these props to shift on some of the Pacers backcourt options here. So the first guy I want to look at is Andrew Nembhard. And now I do want to note that the tool does not necessarily agree with me here on Andrew Nembhard, but sometimes I'm going to go lean with the noggin here. And Andrew Nembhard, obviously, both he and TJ McConnell had fantastic games statistically there in Game 3, and they almost pulled off the upset to keep this series, more in the balance with Halliburton on this season, or really just throughout the season, postseason and regular season included. Andrew Nembhard, 20.8% assist rate. But with Tyrese Halliburton off the court at any point this year, that assist rate goes up to 31.2%. And I also want to highlight our good buddy Winky's tweet from Sunday afternoon, talking more about this on-off situation between Hallie and Andrew Nembhard specifically. And Winky was pointing out that Hallie on the season averaged 17.8 potential assists per game, 90.9 touches, and 6.5 minutes of possession. And then he highlighted, too, that in Game 3, Andrew Nembhard, 16 potential assists, 99 touches, and an identical 6.5 minutes of possession. So his usage with Hallie off also goes up from goes up to 20.3%, rather, up from 16.4 on the year. So I like more than selections on both his assist number, which is set at 7, and his points plus assists, which is set, I believe, at 23. And I know we've got some things that populated here in the last couple minutes, including some fantasy score numbers. So just making sure that this number is still, right at 23 flat for the points and assists on Andrew Nembhard. And like I mentioned, I like both of those. But I'm going to lean to the assist side here. 11 games for Nembhard without Halliburton in the regular season. Nembhard was at or over this number of 7 assists in 6 of those 11, but a lot of those games he did not see the minutes that we expect to see here tonight in Game 4. Certainly not like we saw in Game 3. So in the 4 games without Hallie, right out of that 11 game sample, 4 of those games he played at least 29 minutes. He was at or over this number of 7 assists in all 4. And over the number in 3 of the 4, had pushed with the 7 in one of those games where he got just 29 minutes. But we've got Nembhard projected for 38 minutes here in Game 4. Played almost 39.5 in that very competitive matchup on Saturday night in Game 3. So I think we've got some wiggle room here, certainly with the minutes, even if there's a blowout. So I like these Nembhard props a ton. I also, if you look over to the fantasy score side, I think you lean to the slight over there. But the assists at 7 is where I'm going here for my first pick of the day. So, haven't had this up on the screen. We'll let that simmer for a moment. Nembhard more than 7 assists here. TJ McConnell more than 0.5 series MVPs. Hey, there's Alex in here. We will get to TJ here in a minute, but moving on to the second pick today. And I know I'm kind of rambling here. It's a holiday Monday, so we'll speed it up here. Next pick, Jason Tatum, going back to this one. This is where the model and I do agree. And going right back to the less than selection on this points prop of 30.5. Of course, we've been kind of riding this throughout the postseason. Game 3, Tatum, fantastic game across the board. Went over or went more than rather on his points prop. But that was his second most efficient scoring game of the playoffs from the field, and his best from 3, going 5 for 10 from deep. So this was kind of the high water mark for Jason Tatum in this postseason. And like I said, we've been riding, if you've been tuned into the show, we've been rolling with this less than selection on Tatum. Pretty good success over the last 3 rounds. I think, if I recall correctly, he's only been over this number in 3 of the postseason games for the Celtics this year. 13 appearances so far in the playoffs, and Tatum, just double checking here, now over on this in 4 of those 13 games, including Game 3, the big 36-point explosion. He's gone for 36 in 2 of the 3 games against the Pacers, so certainly finding more success. And I think with good reason, right? This is probably on paper the easiest matchup that the Celtics as a whole have seen over their 3 rounds when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. But Tatum, this is where, again, coming together with the tool, that's the highest rated prop in the PrizePicks prop tool here at FTN Fantasy, the less than selection, hitting at about a 65% clip there in the tool. So I'm going right back to Tatum. Again, if it's the strongest play on the board in the tool, and this is, again, something that I want to continue doing. If Tatum goes out there and he has another fantastic game from the field, just exceeding what he's done throughout this entire playoffs, then I'm fine, going down to that. I think we've got some significant buffer room here between the projection and the line. FTN Motto has him right around 27 points here tonight. So that's the second pick here. And then getting to the third pick, I mentioned we would be talking about TJ. Those fantasy score props just populated. So we swapped this one over from another look here because, like I mentioned, Nembhard not the only guard who benefits from the Halliburton absence. Obviously, if you're tuning in here, you probably don't need me to tell you that. But Timothy John McConnell here, I always get, when I get the chance to go government name on TJ here, we do it. McConnell's rates don't benefit nearly as much as Nembhard's with Halliburton off. I think that makes some sense considering Hallie and McConnell share the court a lot less than Nembhard and Halliburton. So in the grand scheme of things, Hallie's absence doesn't do much, again, from the rates perspective, but it's the minutes that we're looking at here for TJ. For what it's worth, 24.4% usage rate this season for McConnell, 25.2 with Halliburton off. This is like a 1,200 minute sample size over the course of the full year. Assist rate right around 40% this season, 44.5 with Halliburton off. So again, it's not hurting TJ. And again, the minutes are the thing that we are paying attention to here. Again, I'm a fan of the points plus assists and the model. Again, if we're looking at the model, preferring the TJ props to the Nembhard props. So it's rating the points selection here for TJ a little bit more than the assists. I like both of those just fine. And you can see if you take a more than on McConnell points, a less than on Tatum points, you're getting a plus 1.2% correlation bonus in the PrizePicks prop tool here at FTN. But you know me and those fantasy score props, as I think we're getting a trash truck driving by out here. So if you hear that, my apologies. But when those fantasy score props populate on this board, you know that I'm trying to scrounge one up for the picks here. And that's where I'm going here. TJ McConnell, more than 31.5 fantasy score with Halliburton off this year, 1.33 PrizePicks fantasy score points per minute. Our projections have him right around 36 fantasy score here today. And of course, if you're just looking back to Saturday's competitive matchup, that nail-biting loss, TJ over 40 fantasy score there today. So again, in line with the model here, I like the more than selection on TJ McConnell, 31.5 fantasy points. And this is what I was just about to get to. Here's Frank, the Pittsburgh guy, good. Shout out Frank, head of our data team here at FTN. Some cool things coming in that arena for all the FTN fantasy subscribers in the next couple months. Then Alex here saying, do you like Miles Turner less than 0.5 steals as much as I do? And Alex, look at this. That's the last pick that we were going to talk about here because a shout out to Alex. This was the 6th pick that tied some of his plays that he gave out in the Discord this morning. This is the pick that tied some of those 6 pick plays together. So I'm with it. Miles Turner, obviously can be extremely active in terms of the stocks. But when you look at his steals here, I want to say 14 games. I know I had it. Let me see if I can find that tab that I was looking at. 16 games so far for Miles Turner and the Pacers in this postseason. Turner has recorded a steal in 6 of those 16. Just 1 steal through the first 3 games of this series. And then Blickle done the research as well. Had a steal in 33 of 77 regular season games. And then I believe if we look at the tool, again, it's not one of the most, not one of the strongest props here this morning, but projecting him right around a half steal. So again, the lean towards the less than there from the tool. So I'm with it. Turner less than half a steal, and Boston fewest steals per game allowed. So Alex coming in with all kinds of research that backed up his selection there this morning. Again, that was already given out in the FTN Fantasy Discord here in the Pick'em Games channel this morning, along with, the 3 6-pick plays that he already gave out. And you can take some of these NBA props and, mix and match, because you don't always have to agree with all the, if we're giving out, between Alex, myself, Meanie, Kenneth Lee, sometimes there's, 15, 18 picks that can be floating around the Discord. So, you can kind of tailor it to your liking, salt to taste, if you will. And again, one of the benefits of being a subscriber here and having access to that Discord is you get those picks before the hopefully before PrizePicks or Underdog or Sleeper will move those lines. I believe we already saw somebody, trying to scroll here and see in the chat. I want to say one of those was already moved or taken down from Alex's picks. So again, VIP Plus subscription here for a year. It's about $25 a month. Gets you access to everything we have here under the FTN Fantasy umbrella. So just real quick, running through these picks. We've got Nimhard, more than 7 assists. We've got Tatum, less than 30.5 points. We've got McConnell, more than 31.5 points. And Miles Turner, less than half a steal. And then the last thing I did want to do here, I am hovering over the place entry button here with a one demon here this morning. And I thought this was a little bit interesting right before I went live. So I didn't have time to dive in and bring you any sort of, little paragraph long spiel on on this pick. But I'm looking here at Peyton Pritchard, right? His points prop is set at 7. Okay. FTN data model 9.69. That's very nice. In terms of his points prop here, or his points projection in the FTN model. 9.69. I'm staring at a demon points prop of 9.5. So my favorite demon prop here this morning will be Peyton Pritchard, more than 9.5 points. So if you're looking to spice up one of these entries, right, and get it up to maybe a 34-ish X, I think is kind of the highest multiplier that I've seen over the last couple of weeks since PrizePicks changed their algorithm and how their payouts here on these demons. I think based off the tool, another strong one is TJ McConnell, more than 15.5 points, because again, model has him for over 16. But I prefer that fantasy score prop of 31.5. So just wanted to mention that Pritchard demon that is there. And I'm considering putting into some entries here before baseball. First pitch, I think about an hour away now from that baseball slate here on Memorial Day. So I appreciate you all tuning in and sticking with me here. And look, there you go. We have that demon at 47.2%. So Peyton Pritchard, demon, more than 9.5 points there on PrizePicks. Appreciate you guys tuning in, sticking with me here on the Monday edition of the PrizePicks Prop Show. FTNFantasy.com. We're back tomorrow. Again, new start time here, 11:15 a.m. Eastern for the prop stream, Monday through Saturday. Alex will be in here tomorrow, and I will see you all back here on Wednesday. Maybe with some NBA, maybe not, but we will keep it rolling here. Baseball, WNBA, hockey playoffs still. So we'll keep cobbling together these picks. Keep trying to raise that percentage, hovering around 61% right now here with the tool. And of course, the old model, the old noggin model for some of these picks. So I will see you guys back here on Wednesday. Alex will be on the stream tomorrow. And of course, good luck today, everybody.